Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at two Legends class figures from the second wave of Transformers Power the Primes. We have RoadTrap and BattleSlash. I decided to do these two together because they are duocons. They have their own individual robot and vehicle mode, but then they do combine together. So RoadTrap and BattleSlash become BattleTrap, just like the original G1 duocons. Unlike the original G1 duocons, they did not have their own individual robot modes. It was just two vehicles, they connected together and made one robot. But these guys actually have their own robot modes, as you can see, which is pretty cool. I'm really excited for this. I hope they eventually do flywheels, but Toy Fair just happened this weekend and we didn't see anything yet. So I'm really not sure, but these look really cool. I'm really excited for both of these. So here we have RoadTrap spinning around to the back, and it says torments Autobots with his duocon partner BattleSlash. Take a look at BattleSlash here. And it says torments Autobots with his duocon partner RoadTrap. Okay, so there you go. Pretty much the same bio. But yeah, the packaging looks great. Love the artwork up top. These figures look super fun. So let's go ahead. We'll get them out of the packaging and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so RoadTrap and BattleSlash out of the packaging. Real quick look at their cards. Really nice artwork. Like that a lot. RoadTrap got Liege Maximo. Convinces enemies to sabotage their own systems. It's a pretty good power to have, I guess. And then BattleSlash. Again, really nice artwork. He got Solus. Forges helicopter blades that function in the void of space. That's pretty magical helicopter blades, I guess, because kind of need air currents for helicopters to work, but whatever. We'll go with it. Nice, thick collectible cards. They're pretty cool. I'll put them off to the side for now. Alright, so taking a look at these two guys. I think RoadTrap is probably my favorite of the two. Again, he's blue, so I'm a little biased. Blue's my favorite color. But with BattleSlash, you can kind of see, like, obviously these legs are going to be the arms for BattleTrap. So he's got really thick thighs and it makes him look a little bow-legged. It's not terrible. I just think that the individual robot mode for this one, they pulled it off a little bit better than they did for BattleSlash. Just my personal opinion. There's nothing wrong with BattleSlash. He looks great. I just think RoadTrap is a little bit more successful. But we'll take a close-up look at this head sculpt. I love that head sculpt. The visor is so menacing. I like the Decepticon symbol there painted on the chest. All of the yellow and red paint apps all over look really great, especially for the windows. Really, really nice there. Head can move from side to side. You have a ball joint in the shoulder. You have a ball joint in the elbow. I don't think you have any kind of bicep swivel, no. You have a ball joint in the hip, and then you have a ball joint in the knee. And that's pretty much it. But I feel like for a figure this size, that's enough. I mean, that's as much articulation as I need. Especially when you know that there's going to be more later on, articulation-wise, when we get to BattleTrap. But yeah, I think overall, I really do like this little robot mode. I think it's pretty successful. Checking out BattleSlash. Again, he looks good, just not as good in my opinion. But I like the head sculpt. I like that a lot. Again, nice paint here on the chest. Decepticon symbol looks good. He has pretty much the same articulation. Head can move from side to side. Ball joint in the shoulder. Ball joint in the elbow. Ball joint in the hip. Ball joint in the knee. Feet and everything is solid, so no articulation there. So pretty much the same articulation as RoadTrap. He has a little bit of kibble hanging on his butt, but it's really not a problem. You can see this is going to come into play for the chest plate of BattleTrap as well as the vehicle mode. But I love that little Decepticon symbol painted on the canopy. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, I really like these. I think they're a lot of fun. I love the fact that they gave them individual robot modes. I think that's fantastic. So let's go ahead and get into the transformation. First, we will do RoadTrap's vehicle mode. Alright, so the first thing you can do is kind of straighten out the legs a little bit. And you can kind of straighten them out and then fold down the window, and that'll kind of click into place, and you can kind of see the front of the vehicle taking shape, and then you can peg that together. Next, you're going to come to the top, and you're going to fold the arms back like this, and then what you actually have to do is this whole section, the chest, kind of unpegs and then kind of accordions down. And if it comes apart while you're doing it, because it will eventually split for later on, you know, it's not a big deal. Just bring it down and then you can kind of put it back together. So that's kind of the top of the vehicle mode here. Now, as you bring these down, you can see there is a little peg slot right there, and there's a little tab right there. So that's going to tab into there. And then you also straighten these around as that comes down. This is going to tab in. There's another little tab right there, and that's going to tab in right there. So you just kind of line that up as you rotate all the way around this hinge right here. And then you just kind of push this all together. Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot a step. These black pieces, so you have to bring these out. See where the wheel is? You can actually lift this whole wheel section out like that. Then you want to go ahead and tab in the arms, as I showed you. And you can see how that all tabs together. And then this, see that little tab right there, is going to just kind of rest in the fist. So there you go. That will be a completed side of the vehicle. So bring this back around. I always do this wrong. So tab this in, bring this up, tab that in, and then this rests in the fist. And then just kind of make sure everything is pegged together. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, you left this hanging out the back. You're going to spin the head around, and then this will fold in, and then this whole part will kind of fold in a little bit as well until this kind of sits flush. So the back does not look great when you're done. I do acknowledge that. Unfortunately, it's just kind of the breaks of how they had to have this transform. But if you look at it from the front, you have this little vehicle mode. Rules fairly decently. And I have it a little bit mistransformed here. I can't seem to get it to straighten out here. There we go. Good enough. Oh, there we go. There we go. So yeah, I admit the back of it is not perfect, but it's not terrible. I mean, to get the robot mode, the vehicle mode, and the combined mode later on, I'll sacrifice that a little bit. I don't think that's that big a deal. I mean, from the front, it looks great. Very cool. Fun little vehicle mode. Let's go ahead and check out BattleSlash. So BattleSlash's transformation has a lot going on. There's a lot of moving pieces here. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to come around to the back and you're going to pull this back. And that's because you'll see here there's a ton of tabs on this. So that tabs into the arm pieces here as well as the chest here and here. So you have to undo that so that you can then bring this whole front part down so that you can then fold the head in and then you can push it back. Now, while that's still down, you can rotate the arm pieces out, and then you can go ahead and close it back up. You'll have to open it a little bit later, but I usually just close it again for now. So what you're going to want to do is there is another joint here where you can actually rotate the arms around to the other side like that. So you need to rotate this around and just kind of keep them out to the side for now. You can kind of rotate them down. Next, what you're going to do, you'll see here that the crotch here can split apart, and then they're going to go all the way around to the back. So they're going to pretty much rotate 180 back here. Then you're going to spin this part 180, and this part 180. And then there's a tab spot right there, and there's a long tab right there. So you're going to bring those in and tab that all together. And then you can rotate these pieces around and tab them together. And this is going to be basically the main back part of the helicopter. So that's all tabbed together like that. Now at this point you can go ahead and bring this piece down, and that's going to be the front of your helicopter. You're going to want to open this back up again. What you have to do is, as you bring this up, you have to position the arms. So you'll see how there's a tiny little notch right there. This big peg on the forearm, these are going to fold on top of each other like this, and then it's going to rest in that little nubbin right there. So just like that. You can see it. And then you'll do the same thing with the other one. And you'll see that rests in there like that. So now you're going to bring these around so that this, you'll see here that there is a tab slot right there. As you start to bring these around, this large tab is going to tab into that, and then this large tab is going to tab into this. So it's just a matter of bringing these up, and the propeller gets in the way a lot, but there's really nothing you can do about it. So they'll tab into each other, and then that'll tab in to that slot there, and then you can close this back up finally. And there you go. There is the helicopter mode. The propeller, it spins, but it's not perfect. And I probably don't have everything lined up amazingly. But there we go. Just takes a little fiddling, make sure the arms are as flat as they can be. But yeah, it's not the best helicopter mode, but it's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. The other thing I forgot to show you on both of these guys, you can have little Titan Masters sit on here. So you'll see there's these two kind of tabs at the top. They tab into like the bottom part here. So he would just sit on here like this, or however you want him to sit. So not really the best way to have a Titan Master or a Prime Master sit on there. This guy, same kind of thing. You can see the two tabs right here, but you have to sit him like this. And then you can have him sit on there like that. And that's just so the blades just clear when you're spinning them around. They just clear his face. But yeah, so it is possible to have Prime Masters / Titan Masters ride on here, but they're really not the best. Again, you're not buying this. These two have a special function. You're not buying these two to have Prime Masters ride around on the back. But they can, you know, they found a way to make it happen, so I appreciate that. But let's go ahead and get into the combination for BattleTrap. Alright, so we'll start over here with RoadTrap. Basically, you're kind of going to transform him almost all the way back to robot mode. You can go ahead and flip this back out, and you're going to want to turn the head back around. You can push this part up. Then you can kind of just completely split this down the middle. You're going to unpeg the arms. Or first you have to open this part out. Unpeg the arms. And then you're going to lift this up and then kind of transform like that. So you're, basically it's all the way back to robot mode, except you're not lifting these panels back up. So unpeg the arm, flip this up, bring this down, then you can put the black piece back in. Now with the arms, it's really like, I think the directions kind of have you just kind of transform them back, which you certainly can do. It's just that if you start to get into, like, if you want to move this, because you do have knee articulation here. If you start to do the knee articulation, sometimes it messes up and the arms come unpegged. So you can just kind of like loosely put them in there. But now you'll see you have this ball joint for this new hip. You have a thigh swivel, and you do have knee articulation, which is nice. So you just kind of get this in a pose. And then these will become the pants or lower legs of BattleTrap. It's kind of hilarious. It's just legs with a head sticking out the top of his crotch. But put that off to the side for the moment. coming over here to BattleSlash, you're going to lift this up again because you have to unpeg from the shoulder joints here. Unpeg this piece. Basically like you're transforming them back to robot mode. Have these go out to the side. Bring them down and just kind of bring them down and just kind of put them off to the side for the moment. So what you're going to do is bring these around to the back. You have to flip these back over this piece like that. So flip this back over this axis point. Then you're going to bring these in such a way that the blade is in the center here. So you can see that this is folded in, this is dropped straight down. So bring this down. As you bring this over, turn this like this. And now the blades don't peg in anyway. You just kind of sandwich them in between the arms here. And they just, this whole part just kind of hangs off the back. So that just kind of hangs back here. There's nowhere to, as far as I can tell, there's nowhere to peg these in anywhere. They just kind of store back here. So then you're going to unpeg what were the legs and back of the helicopter, and you're going to bend them at this joint. And you can see there's a little tab right here, and that's going to tab in right there. So you're going to bring these down and tab them in, and you're going to make new shoulders here for BattleTrap. Like I said, the thighs on BattleSlash were really thick and big, and we knew it was because they were going to be shoulders. So then you bring these around. You can see the fists. Just kind of put these back up. Then you're going to open this up, flip out your new head, and close it back up. And I love that head sculpt. That is so G1 BattleTrap. It's perfect. I absolutely love that. Okay, so now, like I said, these are just going to kind of hang off the back. Yeah, it almost looks like it's supposed to peg in somehow, but it doesn't. So then you can see this spot right here. The head is just going to pop on there. Just be a little careful with it. And there you go. You have your new and improved BattleTrap. And I gotta say, he looks fantastic. They did such a good job with this. Oops. Shoulder became unpegged. There we go. Get that back in there. He even has waist articulation because of the robot's head swivel. That's fantastic. So you have a head swivel up here. You have a ball joint in this shoulder. You have a ball joint in this elbow. You have that waist swivel I just talked about. You have a ball joint in the hip, thigh swivel. And like I said, you have that knee articulation I showed you about earlier. I love him. I absolutely think he looks great. They did an amazing job with this. I'm so happy. I hope they do flywheels. I really do. Because they did a great job with this. For a size comparison, here is a Titans Return Deluxe class. So you can see he's a little bit shorter. A little bit shorter than that. Here is a Combiner Force Crash Combiner. He's a little bit shorter than him as well. So, I don't know. I can't say enough great things about this. He looks absolutely fantastic. I love him to death. I don't really have anything to complain about. I mean, like I said, I wish they could have handled this a little bit better. Just maybe so that they peg together. Even if they just had a way for the two arms to peg together. But, I mean, he's not really going anywhere. I mean, you know, you put it like this, he's not going to, like, fly apart. You know what I mean? It's not like it's spring-loaded or anything. They'll stay like that. It's not a big deal. The only other thing I guess you could try to do, you can see how they're supposed to peg like that, but that's for a different mode. Yeah, I don't think it's worth trying. I mean, the only other way to do something would be as if they could have put the helicopter blade, like if they did it like this. Because on the original G1 toy, he did have the blade on the back and it could spin. So, I mean, you could do something like that, but it just looks out of place and it looks weird. So, I'm just going to put it the way they have it. Because this kind of keeps it under control, keeps it wrapped up back here. But yeah, I mean, it's just really fun. And when I look at the Crash Combiners, like, this was a very simplified way to make two figures with, you know, they didn't put much love into the individual robot modes. They you know, had them smashed together and gave you these little, you know, put together modes. And they're fun for their part, but they could have been this. Now, granted, you know, it's $20 for this as opposed to $15 for that, but if they were all like this, I would have paid a little bit more for each one, because this is a fully articulated combined form with individual articulated robot modes and vehicle modes. So this is just perfect. I can't say enough good things. I absolutely love this. So yeah, I absolutely cannot recommend these guys enough. Like I said, I think RoadTrap is my favorite of the two, but BattleSlash is definitely no slouch. They have fantastic robot modes, nice articulation for figures this size. Vehicle modes are pretty good. The combination of BattleTrap, though, is why you're going to pick these up, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I hope they do more things like this in the future. I really hope we get flywheels for the other Duocon. If you can find these guys, I recommend picking them up. They're definitely fantastic. No complaints here from me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at Legends Class, RoadTrap, and BattleSlash to form BattleTrap. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.